The muddy way leads to gold, but the highway leads to accidents. Welcome to another episode, and here we're going to sign 156 of chapter 4 of the Holy Quran, Namshi. وبكفرهم وقولهم على المريم يتانا عزيما وبكفرهم وقولهم على مريم بهتانا عزيما, that they rejected faith بكفرهم, that they uttered against Mary a grave false charge. قولهم بهتانا, false charge. على مريم, uttered against Mary, بهتانا عظيما, a grave false charge. No, no, 3. Let's go to 157. وقولهم إنا قتلنا المسيح عيسى ابن مريم رسول الله, that they said in booths, in brackets, in booths, that they said in brackets, in booths, قتلنا المسيح عيسى ابن مريم, we killed Jesus Christ, the son of Mary. This is a very important sign. Son of Mary. Al-Masih Isa ibn Maryam, the son of Mary, the messenger of God, Rasulullah. Yeah, Rasulullah, son of God. Wama kataluhu, wama salabuhu. They did not kill him. They did not hang him. Wama kataluhu, wama salabuhu. Wama salabuhu. But killed him not. Okay, I was reading my own translation in the book. But they killed him not, nor crucified him. But they killed him not, nor crucified him. وَمَا كَتَلُوهُ وَمَا صَلَبُوهُ وَلَكِنَّ سُبِحَ لَهُمْ وَلَكِنَّ سُبِحَ لَهُمْ. Only a likeness of that was shown to them. وَلَكِنَّ سُبِحَ لَهُمْ. Only a likeness of that was shown to them. وَإِنَّ الَّذِينَ اختلفوا فيه لفي شك منهم. وإن الذين اختلفوا فيه لفي شك منه. Only a likeness of that was shown to them. And those who differ therein are full of doubts. So they themselves were full of doubts. I think that's the Roman soldiers. Those who differ therein are full of doubts. And the assurance, the short thing is here. We have been told here, وَمَا kataluhu, وَمَا salabuhu. He was neither killed nor crucified. And this is the short thing. Those who were involved in such belief were full of doubts. Shocking, full of doubts. Full of doubts with no certain knowledge. Pardon me. Full of doubts, capital. Sorry, I say capital, plural. Full of doubts with no certain knowledge. ما لهم به min ilmi. Ma lahum bihi min ilmi. They didn't have any knowledge about, with no certain knowledge. Okay, with no certain knowledge, we've done it. The word certain is in brackets. Without it, it reads with no knowledge. Ma lahum fihi min ilmi. Uh, oh, uh-huh, uh, ma lahum bihi min ilmi. Sorry, ma lahum bihi min ilmi. Illa ittabi'a azunna. Illa attabi'a azunna. They only followed conjunction. Mm. But the only conjecture, so did I say conjunction? Pardon me. But only conjecture to follow. Mm. They have no certain knowledge, but only conjecture to follow. Mm. Illa attabi'a azunna. Not azunna, azanna. Illa attabi'a azanna. Mm. Conjecture. Mm. وما قتلوه باليقين وما قتلوه يقينا وما قتلوه يقينا وما قتلوه يقينا for of surety يقينا for of surety they killed him not. So how many times in this very verse are we told that Jesus was not killed? About 3 times. Viewers, you can go back and listen to it. I was reading. وما قتلوه وما صلبوه ولكن شبه لهم. Then it comes وما قتلوه باليقين or no or وما قتلوه يقينا. Maybe 3 times. That's sign 157. 156 had a note. I didn't read it. A grave false charge. They uttered against Mary a great false charge. We are going backwards by one verse before we come to 157. وَمَا قَتَلُوهُ وَمَا صَلَبُوهُ. So 156, a grave false charge. And the note is 662. 662. The false charge against Mary was that she was unchaste. So, our Christian brothers, you can see here how the Quran supports the idea of Mary being the father of Jesus Christ, alayhi salam, al-Masihu, Christ Jesus. And here the commentator is telling us the false charge against Mary was that she was unchaste. In other words, she slept outside and got Isa, no good by child. So Jesus was son of, pardon me, I don't like to use that word, but I have to. Jesus was more or less a bastard. Pardon me. Far from that, the Quran is not supporting it. Okay, um, that Mary was unchaste. Compare chapter 19, that's Surah Al-Maryam, 27 to 28. Such a charge is bad enough to make against any woman, but to make it against Mary. So when you make such a charge against any woman, it's evil enough. What about Virgin Mary, the son of, the mother of Jesus Christ? Yes, the son of, not left, but to make it against Mary, the mother of Jesus, was to bring into ridicule God's power itself. This is defending Christianity, in other words. Full stop. Islam is especially strong in guarding the reputation of women in general. In general is my word, let alone the Holy Mary. Full stop. Slanderers of women are bound to bring 4 witnesses in support of their occasions. In support of their accusations. We've done that. And if they fail to produce their witnesses, they are to be flogged with 80 stripes and debarred from being competent witnesses. Mm. Uh, we are told to refer to chapter 24, sign 4. I appear to think that we've done it. Maybe we haven't done it yet. So you see why the heavy punishment. Mm. You remember Jesus Christ and Mary came before Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and probably, or I wouldn't say probably, this is the reason why you have to. There is a heavy punishment for liars when it comes to fornication and adultery, because even it was done to Virgin Mary. But little do we understand, if Mary was lied against as being a fornicator, then anybody that lies with regards to fornication or adultery must get 80 stripes. So I think people can now understand. Mm. Okay. That was note 662 to sign 156. We're now going to the note to sign 157, which is 663. We read it about Jesus not being killed, surely not being killed. Mm. And that is note 663. 663. The end of the life of Jesus on earth is as much involved in mystery as his birth. This is the Quran. This is not the Bible. This is the Quran. Mm. And indeed, the greater part of his private life, except the 3 main years of his ministry. So everything about when we are considering Jesus Christ, the 3 parts of his life are mysterious. His birth was mysterious. His life before 33 was mysterious. His departure was mysterious. All right. Uh, Years of ministry, full stop. Uh, it's not profitable to discuss the many doubts and conjectures among the early Christian sects and among Muslim theologians. Full stop. The Orthodox Christian churches make it a cardinal point of their doctrine that his life was taken on the cross, that he died and was buried, that on the third day he rose in the body of his own wounds in the body. That in the third day he rose in the body with his wounds intact and walked about and, and conversed and ate with his disciples and was afterwards taken up bodily to heaven. That's the belief of the Orthodox Christian churches. We haven't finished. This, this is necessary for the theological doctrine of blood sacrifice and vicarious atonement for sins. Because they want these things, they, fabricated these lies. Hmm? Let me repeat it. This is necessary for the theological doctrine of blood sacrifice and vicarious atonement for sins, which is rejected by Islam. But some of the early Christian sects did not believe that Jesus was killed on the cross. That's some of the early Christians. Full stop. Uh, the Basilidans believed that someone else was substituted for him. And who are they? The Basilidans. Capital Basilidans. So their belief is actually that of the Quran. Somebody else was substituted for Jesus Christ. The Docete held that Jesus never had a real physical or natural body. This is another belief altogether. And who are they? They say that the Docete. Docete is spelled capital Docetae. The Docete held that Christ never had a real physical or natural body, not only an apparent or phantom body, but that his crucifixion was only apparent, not real. So it's not only Islam that is believing that Jesus was not killed. We are told to, we are told the Basileans didn't believe it, and the Docete didn't believe it either. I think let me mark it down. I didn't do it. Oh my God. The Basileans and the Docetes didn't believe it either. Mm. Uh, and that his crucifixion was only apparent, not real. Yeah, that's where we stop. The Marcionite gospel. The Marcionite gospel. Marcionite is spelled Marcionite. The Marcionite gospel, into brackets, about AD 138, denied that Jesus was born. Uh, this is another wild behavior altogether. Wild belief, sorry, I say behavior, belief altogether. Denied that Jesus was born and merely said that he appeared in human form. I don't think any creature of man has ever done that, just appear in human form, eh? Except the angels. Because Adam, the first man, didn't just appear like that. He was molded of clay. Mm. So their belief maybe it certainly does not correlate with the Quran or common sense. Pardon me to say that. Uh, appeared in human form. Full stop. The Gospel of Saint Barnabas supported the theory of substitution on the cross. So we've got four authorities so far, not that do not believe Jesus was crucified. The Basildans, the Docete, the Marcionite, and also Barnabas. Let's go on. Substitute. The Gospel of Barnabas, Saint Barnabas, supported the theory of substitution on the cross. Full stop. We haven't finished. The Quranic teaching. Oh, it's not Quranic. It's Quranic. I think the four is okay. The Quranic teaching is that Jesus was not crucified nor killed by the Jews, notwithstanding certain apparent circumstances which produce that illusion, in minds of some of his enemies. Should I take it again? Notwithstanding certain apparent circumstances which produce that illusion in the minds of some people in the minds of some of his enemies. So it's an illusion. The fact that he was killed is only an illusion. Semicolon. The disputations, doubts, and conjectures on such matters are vain. Semicolon. And that he was taken up to God. See next verse and note into brackets. He was taken up to God. Then in brackets, see next verse and note. And of course, we're going there. And the next verse and note is verse 158. verse 158. Bal, bal, rafa'a, bal, rafa'ahu Allahu ilayhi. Bal, rafa'ahu Allahu ilayhi. Nay, God raised him up unto himself. So God Almighty raised Jesus Christ unto himself and unto God himself. Bal rafa'ahu Allahu ilayhi. Wa kana Allahu azizun hakiman. And God is exalted in power, wise. So another ending invoking the name of God. So God used his power and wisdom to raise Jesus Christ, alayhi salam, to himself. 664 is the note. There is a difference of opinion as to the exact interpretation of this verse. Okay, God has said his own. It's left for we human beings to try to find the exact meaning of that. And therefore, opinions must differ. There is a difference of opinion as to the exact interpretation of this verse, full stop. The words are, colon, the Jews did not kill Jesus, but God raised him up. Rafa'ahu, rafa'ahu. The word rafa'ahu is in brackets and is written in English. But God raised him up in brackets, rafa'ahu, to himself. One school holds that Jesus did not die the usual human death, but still lives in the body in heaven. But still lives in the body in heaven, which is the generally accepted Muslim view. In other words, he was lifted with his whole body like that. The body that he had on earth here is the same body that he had in heaven. Generally accepted Muslim view. Okay, let's go to the next verse. And that was note 664 to sign 158. The next sign is 159. وَإِن مِّنْ أَهْلِ الْكِتَابِ إِلَّا لِيُؤْمِنَنَّ sorry. وَإِن مِّنْ أَهْلِ الْكِتَابِ إِلَّا لِيُؤْمِنَنَّ بِهِ قبل موته. And there is none of the people of the book that must believe in him before his death. Before his death, قبل موته. ويوم القيامة يكون عليهم شهيدا. ويوم القيامة يكون عليهم شهيدا. And on the day of judgment, يوم القيامة, he will be witness against them. He who, Jesus, will witness against them, who, the Jews, those who claim he was killed. Note here is 666, witness, against the word witness. And we are told to compare sign 41 of chapter 4. Sign 41 of chapter 4. We've gone past it, but let's see if we can. Sign 41 of chapter 4. Sign 41. Sign 41. Sign 41 in English. Let's see. How then, if we brought from each prophet, from each people, a witness? So we are talking of witnesses, and we are being referred to this sign, and it also concerns witness or witnesses. How then, if we brought from each people a witness, and we brought thee as a witness against these people? So the thee here, I suppose, is referring to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But the D in this verse is referring to Jesus. So this proves that the various prophets will be witnesses against their own people. And it's stated there somewhere in the Quran, not just Psalm 41 and 1 5 and 159 of chapter 4. There are other places. All right, we've done the comparison. And so that is it for note, for sign. No. We left one earlier. There is an earlier note, and that's 665. We jump to 666. Let's go back to 665. But must believe in him before his death. Mm. We are going to explain that. Let me take it again. And there is none of the people of the book, but must believe in him before his death. Sign 665. Let's so before his death, is in italics in the comment. Interpreters are not agreed as to the exact meaning. Those who hold that Jesus did not die refer the pronoun his to Jesus. They say that Jesus is still being is still living in the body, and that he will appear just before the final day, after the coming of the Mahdi, when the world will be purified of sin and unbelief. Full stop. There will be a final death before the final resurrection. There will be a final death before the final resurrection. But all will have believed before that final death. Before that final death, all will have believed. Full stop. Others think that his in the verse is better referred to none of the people of the book. I don't know. So his here, some school of thought believe that the word his is better referred to into brackets, into inverted commas, is better referred to none of the people of the book, and that the emphatic form must believe, la yuminuna, must believe, la yuminuna, this is in English and in brackets, must believe, denotes more a question of duty than of fact. All right, we've done 666 already. And now we're going to the next verse, which is 160. 160. Uh, fa فبظلم فبظلم من الذين هادوا فبظلم من الذين هادوا حرمنا عليهم طيبات أحلت لهم. Let me take it again. فبظلم من الذين هادوا حرمنا عليهم طيبات أحل لهم. For the iniquity, zulmi, of the Jews, we made unlawful haramna for them. We made unlawful for them haramna lahum certain foods. The word foods is in brackets. Certain foods, good and wholesome, which had been lawful for them. Uhilla lahum, which had been lawful for them. Uhilla lahum. وَبِصَدِّهِمْ عَنْ سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ كَثِيرًا وَبِصَدِّهِمْ عَنْ سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ كَثِيرًا, and that they hindered Saddihim, and that is hindered Saddihim many from God's way. Kathiran, many, ansabilillah, God's way. And that's sign 160. We're now going to the note to read 667. It's against unlawful for them. What was made lawful has been made unlawful for them, for their iniquities. 667. Compare 2:146. We won't go there. We won't go there, Mr. Commentator. Compare sign. It's not this time. It's not sign 4, but 6. Compare chapter 6. It's not even chapter. Compare chapter 6, sign 146. The ceremonial law of the Jews forbade the eating of the flesh of the camel, rabbit, and hare. Leviticus, into brackets, Leviticus 11:4-6. What I consider as 11 here is XI. So Leviticus XI 4-16. And the fat of oxen, sheep, goats. Leviticus 7 VII 23. And was in other respects very strict. I think that is what we expect to see in the reference. That's chapter 6, 146. We shall get there. So viewers, let's keep it in mind. Okay, that was note 667 to sign 160. To sign 160. We shall do the rest of the. It appears the rest of the signs do not have any note. The rest of the signs under this section 22. Okay, let's go to the next sign, which is 161. وأخذهم أربوا وأخذهم أربوا وكتنه عنه, that they took usury aribwa, though they were forbidden. Nahu anhu. Wanahu anhu. What here is to wanahu anhu, though they were forbidden. Pardon me. Wakadnahu anhu. Wa aklihim abwala nas bil batni. Wa aklihim amwala nas bil batli. And that they devote men's wealth, abwal, abwala, nas, men, bil batli, wrongfully, wrongfully. وأعتدنا لكافرين منهم عذابا أليما. وأعتدنا لكافرين منهم عذابا أليما. Pardon me. We have prepared for those among them minhum who reject faith, kafirina, a grievous chastisement. Azaban, aliman, grievous. Azaban, chastisement. The note, no note. I've said it before. So let's go straight to sign 162. ولكن الراشحون في العلم منهم والمؤمنون يؤمنون بما أنزل إليك. But those among them who are well grounded is hyphenated, who were well grounded in knowledge, arashihuna fil ilma, well grounded, arashihuna fil ilmi, in knowledge, and the believers, والمؤمنون, and the believers believe in what hath been revealed to thee. Unzila ileka wama unzila min kable. That has been revealed to thee. Unzila ileka, and what was revealed before thee, min kablo. Wama unzila min kableka. Wama unzila min kableka. Before thee. Wama unzila ileka min kableka. That is before thee. Walmukimina as-salawata. That has been revealed before be, and especially, the word especially is in brackets, and especially those who establish regular prayer, mukinina salawati, wal motuna, yes, wal motuna azakawata, and pay zakat, motuna zakat, and pay zakat. Zakawata wal mu'minuna billahi, and pay zakat and believe in God, billahi wal yawmil akhirina, wal yawmil akhira, wal yawmil akhir, sorry, billahi wal yawmil akhir, and in the last day, yawmil akhir. Ulaika sanutihim ajran aziman. Ulaika sanutihim ajran aziman. To them shall we soon, no, to them shall we, that's it, to them shall we soon give a great reward. Ajran aziman, great reward. And that is sign 162. Pardon me. And that's sign 162 without a note like the two earlier signed before. No, like the earlier sign before, rather. Like the sign before had no note. And so we shall end here at sign 162 of section 22 of chapter 4 of the Holy Quran till we meet again. Thank you very much. Bye bye. May God be with you all.